there's no better bet than a Sportingbet.
Well, hello and thanks for joining us here on Chasing the Dollar, brought to you by Sportingbet. Ben Damon is my name and I'm joined by Adam Pengilly, who is absolutely flying just at the moment. A massive week last week. Congratulations.
Yeah, thanks, man. Let's just say the Pengilly family's going to have a really good Christmas after last week. We mentioned we need to get a bit of money in the kick for the Christmas present, so we certainly did that. Fantastic night of racing at Wentworth Park last Saturday night. Really enjoyed the heats of the Christmas gift. And I reckon it's a really wide open final. We might be able to try to find a bit of value on Saturday night as well.
Yeah, we hope you can keep up the form. 5 picks last week, 4 of them won at some big prices as well. So stick with us this week on Chasing the Dollar. Let's see what he's got. Let's kick it off with race number 5 on the program there at Wentworth Park on Saturday night. That is the way that they are looking. There's plenty out of the same kennel there. Where are you going?
Yeah, there is, Ben. I'm actually looking outside the Jody Lord kennel. I'm going for number 7, Invictive, a young pup on the way up for Jason Magri. There seems to be a few wide runners in this race, so she won't want to do too much wrong from out in box 7. Her last 2 trips to Wentworth Park have been really impressive, posted impressive wins there. Just got a little bit worried out of it by Corbon Rev at the Gardens last week when she railed through the lead. I still thought there was a lot of merit in this race. She's a pup with a lot of early speed. Should be able to carve across from box 7 and lead this race and take a lot of catching. So she's my top pick in the race. Number 3, Raphonic, goes in for 2nd. He's one of those wide runners I mentioned earlier. I think his best chance in the race is if another call just absolutely spears the leads outside of him in box 4, gives him a chance to balance up, go through his gears, and you know he'll be doing his best work late. Number 6, Corborn Brody, goes in for 3rd. Back down in distance, had a couple of nice efforts behind Edge at Wentworth Park last month. Smashing Sally looks the best of the rest. In a pretty tough way to kick off the quaddie, my numbers are 7, 3, 6 and 8.
Well, the second leg of the quaddie is race number 6. This is the free-for-all at Wenny on Saturday night. This is the way that it looks, and Adam, one of your old mates at a price, has drawn the outside here.
Yeah, it has been. I know conventional wisdom probably says Furley Rain's going to be the toughest to beat in this race, but I just think I've got a funny feeling that greatness might just be due here on Saturday night. Probably 2 big things in his favour. One, it's not a full field, so he's going to be at least one greyhound he won't have to circle from the back of the field, and you know he'll be doing his best work late. The second thing also is he's drawn box 8. Now, he's got a really good record out there in box 8. Gives him time to balance up. Hopefully won't get hampered too much going through the first turn, and he'll be mowing them down in the last 50 metres. I thought his run last week behind Double Twist and Peter Rocket was really good. He was taking a fair bit of ground off those greyhounds late, albeit not a winning chance. He's probably going to have to find a couple of lengths to win in this sort of race, but I think he's capable of doing it, so I'm happy to have a nice little flutter on gradients on an each-way basis. Number 3, Furley Rain, comes back to Sydney, been in fantastic form, was really good in the Melbourne Cup heat, good in the Ballarat Cup heat when it beat home Peter Rocket there, has drawn well here. If he gets out to a backable price, I might be having a little saver on him too. Number 6, What You Got, goes in for 3rd, has been really genuine of late. Number 4, Double Trigger, is the really interesting runner in the race, can be hard to catch, has a vacant alley on its outside and gets its chance, but I've only included that for 4th. My numbers are 8, 3, 6 and 4.
Let's go to race number 7. This is the 3rd leg of the quaddie at Wenty on Saturday night. This is the way that the field looks for it. Brooklyn Hope has drawn the 2 here. Comes over from New Zealand, having a second start. You reckon might win it here?
Yeah, it could go one of 4 or 5 ways here, Ben, but I reckon Brooklyn Hope is going to be much improved from its first start in Australia last week. Ran pretty respectable time, jumps, has got a good early speed. From a better draw here, it's going to be really hard to catch. Should lead this race and should lead it comfortably. If it can run around that 30-second mark, it's probably going to be good enough to win this race. Happy to make number 2, Brooklyn Hope, my top pick in the race. I've gone for number 6, Ruby Dancer, for 2nd. Carried some really good performance provincials into a Christmas gift heat last week and had absolutely no luck in the first 50 metres there. I'll give her a chance in this race as well. Number 3, Corborn Bugsy, will be running on late. It goes in for 3rd. And number 4, All One Size, is my 4th pick. Another tricky little race, but I think if Brooklyn Hope can jump well, she'll be able to lead this race and take a power of catching.
Now it's time to have a look at the feature event on the program. It's race number 8. It is the final of the Christmas gift. $25,000 to the winner, and it is a very, very nice looking 520 metre race at Wentworth Park as well. These are the fixed odds through Sportingbet, and as you can see, $3.40 your favourite. Double Twist, which has drawn the 5 here. Peter Rocket is $3.80. Ritza Ryder $5.50, then to $6 for Edge, which has drawn the 4. Adam, you're on 5 picking the heats of this last week. Where do you go with those, the prices? Yeah, first of all, Ben, I can understand why Double Twist is the $3.40 favourite. She was absolutely sensational last week, but one big concern for her this week is the draw. I think this race can be run entirely different to her heat last week. Her heat didn't have a whole lot of depth, not a whole lot of early speed. Even though she copped a bump going past the finishing post the first time, she's still able to balance up in second in the back straight. It was always going to be hard to beat. This race has a ton of early speed, and I'm fearful that she's going to get a fair way back in this race. She might have trouble running 1 or 2 of these down. After all that, I'm going to settle
on number 4, Edge, at the value here at around the $6 mark. I think it's a fantastic price for a greyhound like him. I've mapped him as my potential leader in this race. When he does, his record suggests he can pencil him in for a time well underneath 30 seconds. He's going to take a lot of catching if he leads this race, and I reckon he presents some really good value at around the $6 mark here. I've thrown in number 5, Double Twist, for second. Like I mentioned earlier, just fearful she might get a long way back in this race if early luck does desert her. She's been racing in absolutely fantastic form last week, copped a couple of bumps, still managed to run down a Group 1 winner in Peter Rocket in the fastest time of the night last week, so no knock on her form whatsoever. Number 3, Peter Rocket, goes in for third. Absolutely fantastic last week behind Double Twist, drawn back closer towards the rails. He's a massive chance in this race as well. And number 1, Ritza, Ryder, the old bloke, goes in for fourth. God bless his cotton socks after last week's effort. This is a pretty tough final, but my numbers are 4, 5, 3 and 1, and happy to play Edge at the value.
All right, then let's get your best bet on the program.
Race 1, number 6, Ben, Trapper Jet. I love backing greyhounds coming well down in grade after a good run in tougher company. Trapper Jet fits the bill in a reasonably tough race, but I think he ran a huge race in the first.
And the value comes in the feature.
Yeah, it does. Certainly in the Christmas gift, Ben. Race 8, number 4, Edge. I think he gets the right run in this race. If he leads, he's going to be very hard to mow down. I reckon around the $6. I think that's a fantastic price.
Yeah, pretty juicy quaddie that you got for us last week. What are the numbers this week?
Yeah, it still looks like a difficult quaddie this week, Ben, but in the first leg I'm going with Invictive and Raphonic. In the second leg, just going to include Gradance as the smoky with Furley Rain as the favourite. In the third leg, I'm going to take 3, Brooklyn Hope, Ruby Dancer and Corbon Bugsy. And in the final leg, the Christmas gift, the feature will take Edge, Double Twist and Peter Rocket. Okay, well, plenty to live up to after last week. You're going to do it for us? Yeah, only as good as your last tip, Ben, but really looking forward to the Christmas gift. And I think it's a bit of value to be found at Wentworth Park on Saturday night. Yeah, we certainly hope you found it. We'll see you next time on Chasing the Dollar.
There's no better bet than a sporting bet.